Schooling in America is expensive. How can I move to the US with my husband? You can't even get an interview date. I literally thought it was impossible until I actually started the process and I figured everything is possible. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Favor and I just moved to the US from Nigeria in 2025 and this is how I did it. So today's video is going to be about how I moved to America, the visa type, the process, the requirements, the time frame, the cost, everything. I'm going to be answering all your questions today. So before we dive into this video, do not forget to like and subscribe. I came into the US on an F-1 visa. F-1 visa is a student visa and you can only get this if you apply for any program, whether undergraduate, graduate degree or a PhD. So you can get an F-1 visa if you get admission to study in any university in the United States. There's absolutely no need for an agent. You can basically apply from the comfort of your home and do everything, I mean everything from scratch by yourself, starting from the admission process, getting the admission, applying for your visa, going to the embassy, getting an appointment date. Everything can be done by yourself. I absolutely did everything myself and it turned out perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, but it turned out all right. So I applied to get a master's degree in public health. If you don't know already, I am a medical doctor. I got my undergraduate degree in medicine and surgery in Shenyang Medical College, China, and then I came back to Nigeria in the year 2020 and I graduated in 2021. Now I've stayed in Nigeria for about 3-4 years plus, and I felt like it was time to actually take a bold step. Although I was in the process of going to the UK, but you know, I didn't want to just put all my eggs in one basket. So I was applying here and I was doing this process and I was on this other process, and anyone that clicked, I was like, yes, I'm going to take it. I started my application process in July 2024. The process took about 3 months because I got my admission letter in September 2024. So it took about 3 months. What took time was because actually my passport expired, so I was actually waiting for it to come out. So that one took like a month before Nigeria. That one took like a month before it came out. Then I needed to get recommendation letters and also my transcript. Now the requirement was my transcript should be sent from my school to the school I'm applying for. So this one took almost 2 to 3 months for them to respond to me, which is what took time. But if you finish all the whole process, if you feel like you're fast enough, you can actually get your admission you can actually start your application and get admission within 2 to 3 months. Now after getting your admission, you apply for an I-20. An I-20 is a document that is issued by the school that is going to take you to the embassy. It contains all the information you will need as an F-1 visa candidate. Now you cannot go to the embassy without these documents. Luckily, the US visa application process is so seamless. I think I've never applied for the US visa before, but everything is now online. Like if you go to their site, US visa appt. I think I'll just put the link below. If you go to their sites and just start the process, you feel like I did everything myself from beginning to end. You pay online. I paid from the comfort of my home and I was able to get a date. Now I started this process in November. The thing about Nigerian embassies is that there's actually no dates. I don't know why, but I feel like they prioritize student visa applications. So because when I applied in November, I got a date in February 2025. But the problem with that is because my school was starting in January 2025. So now that was a problem because it was either I defer my admission to the next semester. The good thing is that there is a clause. If you're applying for visa and it's less than 90 days before your start date, you are eligible for applying for an expedited visa. That's like express. So now I applied for express, and to be honest, that shit is frustrating because I actually got an interview date. Like they'll reach out to you if there's availability. That's how I was able to get my interview date in December against coming to school in January. To get into US as a student, you need to have proof of financial stability. What I mean financial, as in your bank account. supposed. Basically, the whole admission process was not expensive. I spent less than $1,000 for getting the admission, visa application process and everything, so that wasn't expensive at all. My tuition cost around $34,000 for the 2 years. Basically, you actually need to have about a year of your tuition and cost of living expenses in your bank account before going to the embassy. If not, they will just turn you down. I think I basically talked about everything, but I have some questions here that you guys asked and I'll be answering some of them. And if you have any other questions, just leave them in the comment section. Someone asked, are you still able to practice medicine over there? I really want to know. For now, I will not be practicing medicine because I didn't come to the US as a medical doctor. Being a medical doctor in the United States, if you did not study in the United States, is hard. It's hard, it's expensive. IMGs, it's hard, it's expensive. That's what I'm going to say, but I'm working towards it, and I hope that being here will give me the opportunity to actually take the USMLE steps, and if that's the path I want to take, I will take the exams and then start practicing here. How difficult is it to secure an interview date? Like I said, I do not know how difficult it is. I just gave you my time frame. It took me from the time I applied in November. The earliest date I got was 3 months later, which was in February. So, but because I was applying within 90 days, as if from the time you're applying for visa to the time of the start of your program is less than 90 days. For an F-1 visa, you're eligible to apply for an expedited visa, which is an express. You apply for express, and if there's availability before the date of the start of your program, they will grant it to you, and you go to the embassy and get a date. You pick another date. Basically, they'll give you options to pick another date. Please, what is the rough estimate of relocating to the US? Number one, it depends on the state you're relocating to. Every state has its cost of living. Every school has its cost, the tuition, how much it's going to cost. So it definitely depends on where you're going. So you have to actually do a lot of research and ask questions, find out about all these things, because some states are definitely more expensive than others. Did you need to have a travel history before you applied? I'm going to make a detailed video about my visa interview, the questions that I was asked during my visa interview, how you need to prepare for your US visa interview, what you need to do, everything. So just watch out for that video. How can I move to the US with my husband? Now, there are so many processes. It depends. If you want to go through the student route, 2 of you can apply to school here. That's to get an F-1 visa, each of you. And the second way is you can, if one person gets an F-1 visa, then your spouse will now be your dependent, and that person is going to get an F-2 visa, which is the dependent of an F-1. The problem is that if one of you is coming on that F-1 and the second person is coming as a dependent, that person will not be able to work as a student. So any other way, apart from being a student, you can apply for work visa. Both of you can come and they can bring your spouse over. The process is kind of long. I don't have all the details, but I just know about the student visa process. So yeah. Lastly, what advice can you give to someone who wants to move to the US for her master's? I don't think I'm in the right position to be giving advice right now, but I think so far the US is a lovely place. Americans are very lovely people. I don't know, maybe it's because of the city I'm in, but Americans are lovely. The environment is nice, and it's just basically just different. It's different from everything back home and everything I've experienced. If you want to come to the US, it's a great opportunity, but definitely do not put all your eggs in one basket. Like I said, there are other countries, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. I mean, there are other opportunities. So yeah. All right, so we've come to the end of this video. I hope I didn't take your time, and I hope I answered as many questions as possible. My next video is going to be about the visa process, like I told you. So do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys later.